I just wanted to kind of look at this vocal chain just to kind of like show you how I make my own voice bearable.
Did you know that S.G. Lewis sampled Force MD's Tender Love for his track Something About Your Love? If you're interested in sampling, then you should check out TrackClip, the online record store for sampling. Stick around to get your first 15 tracks for free.
Really with this drum beat here, I was trying to sort of have the feeling of like live drums, but then have the weight of electronic drums. So I was using these live breaks to achieve the feeling of the live drums, and then kind of adding in heavier elements like the sub kick and stuff just to make it feel slightly more contemporary. And then I laid up a bunch of claps. I was just standing there doing claps for about 8 minutes, and then a bunch of reverb on those. And then there's a couple of these transition things, which are basically just, I was playing a cymbal with like soft mallets and then putting that through a flanger. So put that all together, you get like this.
But that was actually a real cymbal that you were
playing. Yeah, I recorded that. Yeah. I mean,
and do you put that compression over all of this at once?
Yes. So this drum bus here, if you can see the screen, got the API 2500 first. So it's all just kind of tucking it together. Then I went to Oxford Inflator, which is basically, it's like a maximizer. I don't even know exactly what it does, but it's just really good. It makes stuff loud, which is great. And then into this tape emulation, it's UAD again. It's just to give it a bit of source, give it some really nice like tape distortion artifacts. So like without it, it's kind of difficult to hear on here, but then with it added on.
Is it possible to hear the drums without that stuff and then hear it with it?
Yeah, I'll take everything off now. So and then add it all back on. You go like this. So it's kind of subtle in a way, but you just hear everything kind of tuck into each other, and then also a bit of volume. And it just kind of knocks harder. Like when those plugins are off, I don't find it as like, doesn't make me want to nod my head as much. So I was just scrolling through it, and I wanted to touch on this again because we spoke about this last time. But I very much started as a producer, and the thought of singing used to completely scare the shit out of me. Am I allowed to swear?
You are.
Oh,
yes.
Amazing. So it would scare me shitless, the idea of singing. And then kind of the more time I spent in the studio, I guess gained some confidence in it. But then on the last album, I put out a song called Chemicals, and it ended up being sort of the most popular track off the last album. So then I guess that instilled some sort of like a confidence in me, but then also like a curiosity that I wanted to just like explore that a bit more and kind of push myself to do that. So I know there'll be people in this room and people listening that see themselves as producers or instrumentalists, and I think I said this last time, but just try singing, because like everyone can sing a little bit. Like even if you think you can't sing, you kind of can. And there's so many tools available to you as like a producer, you know, to help you get to where you need to be in order for your vocal to be bearable to your own ears. Also, no one likes the sound of their own voice, you know. It's like even when I'm tracking vocals, I have to like remove myself from my immediate voice in order to stop myself from just cringing myself out and being like, oh shit. So I just wanted to kind of look at this vocal chain just to kind of like show you how I make my own voice bearable for myself.
As promised, I'm here to tell you more about TrackClip. 80,000 previously released records, real tracks by known artists from the 60s to the present day, all available for you to sample fast and affordably. In many cases, you even get access to the original multi-tracks, so you can grab that 80s soul a cappella that you've been after. As High Contrast said in our recent chat, it is a producer's dream. Fellow TrackClip users include Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, K. Trinada, Lil Wayne and DJ Khaled, among thousands of others. Head on over to trackclip.com/tape notes to get your first 15 tracks free.
So, got tuning. Sunday nights, been and gone. So then some EQ, take out all the low end. I have a really like muddy voice, so I just try and take a lot. I mean, it's going all the way up to 270 hertz on this, which is really high pass, but then some compression, Then a bit of high end. This plugin called Gem Dopamine is great for pushing air through vocals. It imitates a Dolby tape effect, which is this old engineering technique that they basically did to push top end through vocals. And it just saves you having to like push high end on EQ, which like sometimes can cause phasing issues and stuff. De-esser, Waves Doubler, which I use on my voice a lot. It just basically makes your vocal kind of, gives it a stereo effect and kind of makes it sound a little bit more saucy.
Sunday nights, been and gone.
Soothe, this is a great plugin for lazy EQers amongst you. Basically, it's just really good at taking out nasty resonant frequencies without you having to sit there and zone out on them. So if you're lazy like me, then this is really great. Some more EQ. Don't know why I've done that again. Just felt the need to cut more low end. Some more high end stuff because my voice is so muddy that in fact, I only use this on this project. I haven't really used it since, but more high end. And then some reverb.
Nights, been and gone.
And then just a little bit of sidechain compression just because I like the vocal to duck sometimes.
Sunday nights, been and gone.
So I do that quite a lot with my vocal. It's more of a preference thing. Some people actually don't like that on vocals because it kind of makes it more of like a instrumental element than a lead vocal sometimes. But especially with kind of dance leaning music, it's just nice for the vocal to kind of duck with the music sometimes. You kind of get more of like a nodding effect.
Sunday nights, been and gone.
And then finally I did this delay bus. So it's just a H delay on like half notes. And then the delay then goes through a reverb, and then the reverb, there's a flanger after it. So basically the flange is constantly moving. So what this does is it just moves the delay around the stereo field. So it adds interest and movement to a vocal because your lead vocal is always kind of going to be in the middle. But if the delay is kind of moving around sort of in the stereo field in your headphones, it can just kind of add a nice psychedelic element to something. So
Sunday nights, been and gone. Like a cool breeze.
So yeah, that's kind of how I process my own vocals and then get it to a
fascinating.
point.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, please support the show by subscribing and hitting that bell. You can find links to all the gear in the description below.